Hey everyone, welcome back to AdoreR. Linda here, coming back at you today with another video. I'm doing my March Mystery Madness wrap up. I had 5 books that I wanted to read for March Mystery Madness, and I finished all 5 of them. I pat myself on the back because last year I didn't finish all the book that I had wanted to read for March Mystery, and I didn't finish them, but I did this time. I finished all 5 books, and the first 3 books that I'm going to go over are in a series. They're in the Mind's Eye series, and I read this is book number 4 in the Mind's Eye series. I think I mentioned that before, and this is Through Her Eyes. And here's the if you want to go back and read the Mind's Eye series, these are the first 3 books in the series. I read these a couple of years ago, maybe about 2 years ago, and I wanted to buy the physical book. So when I went back to buy the physical books, that's when I found out she had 3 more books in the series. And so those 3 books are what I read for March Mystery Madness. The first book in the series is Through His Eyes, and they're by Deborah Camp. Second book is Through His Touch, and the third book is Through His Heart. And so the fourth book is going to be Through Her Eyes, and I really enjoyed it. It's set in Louisiana, and it's on Trudy Tucker and Levi Wolf. Both of them are psychics. He can talk to dead people, and she can get into the mind of the killer. And they're both he's a businessman, but he also helped the police out with like serial killer murders or something like that, and she also do that kind of work too. And they both hooked up in the first book. They met at a psychic seminar that her friends run. I can't think of what her friend name is. So they are together, but they're not married yet. I think they're based out of Atlanta because I think that's where his business is. So she's from Texas. In the first book, she's in Texas, but when she meet Levi, she move in with him, and he's based out of Atlanta, I think. And in this book, in these next 3 books, they do some traveling, because in this one they go to Louisiana to help her friend out that who runs the psychic seminars. She called them to Louisiana because she wants them to talk to a psychic friend of hers who has run in with a guy who she thinks has murdered somebody. So she called Levi and Trudy there, and Levi, they don't come right away because Levi have to wrap up some business stuff and get somebody to take care of business while he's away. But I really enjoyed it. And you already know who the killer is, and you know who is 2 killers, so you know who one of them is, because like I said, the lady that calls them to Louisiana, her psychic friend kind of like felt some bad vibe from this person, so they already know who one of the killers is. And I really enjoyed it. I give it 4.5 stars. If you like a psychic detective, or not detective, but what do you call it, private eye, because I guess that's what they do on the side. They kind of help the police. They're really not private eye. It's just if they see something, they just turn it over to the police, but they're like solving the mystery themselves. So if you like that kind of story, this will be good for you, because it got some romance in it. I like the romance, because in some of those, when it said romantic suspense, the book be more about the murder or whatever going on in the story, instead of about the romantic part. But in this one, it was still about them, what they're going through now that they're together, and all stuff like that. And then you had it was a good mix between the suspense and the romance. I put it like that. It was a good mix. But if you don't like descriptive scenes, murder scenes or whatever, because like I said, she can get into the killer's head, and she can tell what he's doing and how they be, torturing a person or whatever. If you don't like that kind of stuff in there, now this might not be for you, because it got descriptive in this book right here. And this is Through Her Eyes, and this is book 4. And next I read, so I'll give that 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. The next one is going to be, let me see what the next book is. Through Her Touch. Let me pull that up for you. The fourth one was Through Her Eyes, because I'll be saying something different, but I wanted to make sure I said Through Her Eyes. That's the fourth book in the series. And Through Her Touch is the fifth book in the series. So let me see, can I get that cover up here? Here's the now I enjoyed this one, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the fourth book, Through Her what did I say? Through Her Eyes. This one I give 3.5 stars, because this one, Through Her Touch, was her and Levi goes to is it Arkansas for a convention, a psychic convention, and somebody there is killing off psychics. But I kind of figured out who was doing it before the book even was halfway through the book, and I didn't really enjoy this one that much. But so I'm gonna give it a 3.5 stars, and this is Through Her Touch by Deborah Camp. And then the sixth book in the series is Through Her Heart. And this is the sixth book in the series, Through Her Heart. I hope you can see it there. Now, I really enjoyed this one. I gave this one a 4.5 stars. And this one just going to be set in Atlanta, where Levi business is. And I really enjoyed it because it's going to be a little boy. He's psychic, and his parents have gotten killed. And Levi see a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist called him because she got this little boy that she think that Levi can help. And in this one, I think it's either in the second one or the third one that they've already got married. You don't see when they get married, because I think they go to a justice of the peace and get married. And when they start the book, they're already married. And maybe it's in this one that they've gotten married already, but they want to have kids. And she kind of like they just started trying to have kids, and she's worried that because it's been a while, because she didn't get pregnant right away. So, and then this little boy come into their lives. So I'm not going to go, I'll just let you read it for yourself. But I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4.5 stars. And this is supposedly the last book in the Mind's Eye series. So this is a good series. I highly recommend it. Even though I didn't like the fifth book that much, I still recommend it. I still enjoyed the interaction between I didn't like the story too much in the fifth book. It was okay. Like I said, I figured it out. It just didn't do it for me. But I still like the interaction between Trudy and Levi. I really love their characters. And it ended off in a good way. I like how she ended the story. I really enjoyed it. So I highly recommend this series. It's a 6-book series. Let me tell you now, it's a 6-book series, and all of these are on Kindle Unlimited. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can go on there and just download them from there, because I read the last 3 books from Kindle Unlimited, and I will be purchasing the last 3 books in this series to complete the whole series. I read the whole series, 6 books. I really enjoyed it, the Mind's Eye series. But it's a warning, they do get descriptive on the murder scenes in here. So if you don't like that, if that bothers you, this might not be for you. And what is that, how I want to say it, yes, some highly sexual content in these books also. So if you don't like a lot of sexual content, and you don't like them overdoing explaining everything in the murder scenes too much, then these might not be for you. But if that don't bother you, I highly recommend this series. Next up, the other 2 books I had were, I read Kay Hooper, Chill of Fear. This is what book was this? This is number 8 in the Bishop. What is this? The Bishop. What is it called here? I can't remember anything. Let's see, what series is this? Where was this at? Chill of Fear series. This is in the Bishop trilogy. What is this? Special Crime Unit. This is book number 8 in the Bishop series, Special Crime Unit. And this is on Quentin Hayes. I think his name is Quentin. And Diana Briscoe. And this is going to be set in Tennessee at a Victorian resort. Diana, she's also psychic. But they didn't know she was psychic, and they her parents or her dad was sending her to psychiatrists and giving her pills and stuff because they just thought something was wrong with her because she would like see dead people. She see dead people too, and I guess she would tell her parents or her dad or whatever, and he just thought something was wrong with her. So they kept her doped up for a while. So her psychic ability it didn't really flourish. But now she got older and she can get like think for herself, and she don't want to take any more pills or whatever. She don't want to be in that situation. So she goes to this resort, and this resort is haunted because some kids that been killed there a long time ago, and that's where Quentin Hayes come, because he was one of the kids that used to go to this resort, and he was there when one of the kids got killed. And they were all he was friends with the little girl. It was a little girl that got killed. So he was friends with her. So every year since he been grown or whatever, he's a detective, or he worked for the FBI. He come back to this when he go on vacation. He don't really take vacation. He go back to this resort in Tennessee and just go back there and see, because he's psychic too, and see can he feel anything, what's going on. But once Diana goes there, that's when things really start to happen, because she's the catalyst for them to find out what is really going on. I really did enjoy the story, but the romance wasn't there. So I gave this 3.5 stars because I thought it was going to be like a romantic suspense, but really it was just suspenseful. Because I kind of got scared too in this book. It was kind of creepy. So if you don't mind that there's hardly no romance, but you can tell that the two people, what his name is, Quentin and Diana, that they are falling for each other, but it never go anywhere. I mean, you can see it between them, but it never really come out and say that, like, we gonna be together, I want to be with you. But you get the feeling that at the end of this book they're gonna end up together, but you never saw it. It was very slow burn. I don't even think they even kissed in this. I don't even remember. I can't even remember. But the story was creepy though. That's why I do give it 3.5 stars, because the story was very creepy. I really did enjoy the story, but there was just no romance for me. So I gave this 3.5 stars, and that's Kay Hooper, Chill of Fear. And I won't be continuing with this series. And here it is down here, a Bishop Special Crime Unit novel, book number 8. And last I went, and this is a reread for me, is Mr. Perfect by Linda Howard. I think I gave this a 4.5 stars before. I read this a long time ago, but I reread it, and I'm just gonna give it 4 stars this time, because this was, I guess I didn't, how when you younger and you read something, you read it for the first time, you don't be looking for all those, you're just reading the book. You don't be looking for any kind of inconsistencies or nothing going on, You're just reading the book, and when you finish, that book was great. But once you go back and reread it, and you be like, what? If you don't like insta love, it was very insta lovey in here. But I love the two main characters. I'm going to give it 4. I just took off 4. I'm not gonna give it 4.5 stars. I'm gonna give it 4 stars because, like I said, very insta lovey, and some stuff going on here. I was like, really? But the story was excellent. I enjoyed the story, and when I first read this, I never did even figure out who was doing the killing. It was right there in my face, but when, I already know who was the killer in here. But I reread it again. But that first time I read it, I give it profit, because I couldn't figure it out, because it got something in there where to throw you off, and you be like, it can't be that person. But yeah, it was that person. But I really enjoyed it. I like the two main characters, Trudy, not Trudy, but what was their name? Janie Bright and Sam Donaldson, and they're next door neighbors, and he's a cop, and her friend, they all work at the same plant together. She works in accounting, and I think one of her friends is over human resources, and I forgot what the other two did. But they go out to after work, they go out to a place to eat and talk and just socialize, and they come up with this list for the perfect man. And the next day, one of their friends, I guess she goes out with another person from the job, and I guess she got drunk or whatever, and she told this person about the perfect list, and the person she would talk to wanted a copy of it. And what did she do that for? Because when they came back to work the next morning, why it was printed up in the work newsletter, And then it just, oh my God, it just took off from there. People started sending it to their, one of them sent it to her sister, and she worked for a newspaper, and next thing you know, it was on the internet. It just went viral. It just completely blew up. And once it did that, once this person who had some mental issue saw this, oh my goodness, that just broke the camel's back. Some of the friends, yeah, don't make it. And I was like, no. Even though I done read it before, I was like, why? I was like, oh no. I was like, y'all, you need to figure this out, what's going on, so you can quit opening your door. Oh my goodness, it was just rough from there. But the only thing I had about this is that, because when it started, Janie and Sam don't like each other, because like I said, they live next door, and like he's a cop, and he come home at all hours of the night and be waking her up because he had a bad muffler on his car. And I like Janie because she one of those characters that's smart. Man, she one of those people that, you know how you, she don't take no stuff, and she always have a comeback for everything. Because I'm one of them people, like, you get mad at somebody and they be telling you off and telling you stuff, and you be wanting to come back, but you can't think of nothing then because you all up in your feelings, and you know you want to be emotional, and you all up in your feelings, so you can't think of nothing. And then when it's all over and you leave, and you think of everything that you should have said. Yeah, that's me, but this is not Jane, because yeah, you talk to her like that, she got some comeback for you. And that, I was like, why can't I be like that? Have some comeback right then. You know, I always got a comeback for everything you said. She have an answer for everything, and smart mouth, and I guess she been engaged a couple of times and never lasted. Maybe that was why. But when she run into Sam, yeah, he don't take none of that stuff. He have a comeback for her. Whatever she have, he has something to come back to. So I like the dynamic between them two. I like the dialogue between them two. It just was so, something gonna happen in here, and you be like, already? What? It was a slow burn between them, but they do end up getting together or sleeping together, but something else is going to happen. You be like, okay, what? Y'all just knowing each other for like 2 weeks, and for part of that week you were mad at each other. So I I was like 4 stars, but I highly recommend it. I think you will really enjoy the suspense part of the story. I really did enjoy it, and I enjoyed the interaction between the two main characters. So I gave this 4 stars. And this is Linda Howard, Mr. Perfect, a reread. I give it 4 stars. Now that's all I have for now. I'm gonna come back and do my historical readathon wrap up. I have one more book, and I need to get that done, and I'll come back and let you know what I thought about the books I read for the historical readathon. I hope everybody is being safe out there, because these are trying times right now. I was like, oh my God, this pandemic, what they call it, the pandemic. Oh my goodness, it just, one little thing will trickle down and mess up something, because this is just messing up the whole economy. People just don't know what to do, because some people need to go to work. They can't, because I work from home, so it's all right for me because I work from home, and because I used to work in an office. Sorry about that. They closed my office, so I was already working from home, and that's why I don't film downstairs anymore, because I took that and made it my little office. And what about the people who work in factories and stuff like that? And because I used to work in a factory, and you need to go to work. I don't know. I just hope and pray that this is all over really, really soon. They said, I know summer is coming, so maybe some of this, the summer, some of this hot air or whatever can kill off some of this virus that's going around. I don't know, but I hope something will. I hope somebody come up with something, because it's really rough. I know it's really rough right now for a lot of people, and I really hate that. So I hope all of this clears up pretty soon. I know going to the store is a hassle right now, because I never would thought I would be in the United States and see that the shelves are actually empty. I'm like, the shelves are empty. So I was like, I told my sister, you better get up real early in the morning after they don't put out their supplies to go shopping, if you want to try to get you something, because some of the shelves are empty. But lately we've been going to the store, and it's been being all right. I guess they finally I was like, why y'all didn't do this in the first place? Like the stores were letting people just run out with bukus or tissue, paper towel. I was like, why y'all didn't put a stop to that? Now they trying to put a stop to it. You know, that's how it is sometimes. You let stuff go on so long, and then you finally put a stop to it. It's too late. You should have stopped it from the beginning. But anyway, I don't want to go on and on about that. I just want to tell everyone, please be careful. Please take care of yourself. Make sure you're washing your hands, washing your face, just washing anything. I told my sister, when you come in the house, when we come in the house, we need to be taking off our clothes right there and throwing them in the washer, because you don't know, because this is a virus that you can't see. And that's even bad when you can't see. You don't even know what it is. You don't know who got it, what's going on. So just be careful out there. Take care of yourself. Look after your family. Look after your loved ones. And just make sure they're doing, if you got older members, just make sure they're doing everything they need to do to stay safe. And that's all I have for now. I didn't want to go off on that tangent, but that's all I have for now. Like I said, take care of yourself. And I'll see you all later. And keep reading those romances. Bye.